Well, hello there, Pisces. It is so good to see you again. I'm Mary Sue, and I'm so grateful that you're here. Today, we're doing your mid-January tarot reading. So this is good from now until mid-February, so for the next 4 or 5 weeks. And we'll take a look at the overall energies with the oracle cards, and then we'll go to the tarot to get some more details for you. So let's go ahead and get started. Let's take a look at your animal spirit guide, Armadillo Spirit. Set healthy boundaries. Okay, you know, that's kind of a, a nice energy for here at the beginning of a new year. You know, healthy boundaries about, you know, exercising or eating healthier, you know, making sure that you're taking good care of yourself. And then we have vast vistas, expand your horizons. Yeah. I feel like there is this energy that by putting time and energy, creating healthier boundaries, right? And putting time and energy into you is going to help open up some new avenues for you, some new possibilities, opportunities. You know, sometimes what happens is we get kind of caught up in those flashy things that we perhaps like to do, you know, but really aren't the best for us. You know, it's kind of like we do that, but it's a distraction from what we know what is best for us, right? When we stay in alignment with what is best for us, then new opportunities come in. It's just a really lovely reminder of that. All right, so we're going to take a look at your present energy, any areas of resistance or obstacles on your path, and then advice from the spirit about how you can move around your obstacles, overcome them more easily and more quickly. Oh my goodness, yeah. It's about taking good care of yourself. You also have open up to your spiritual gifts on the bottom, you know, an energy of you know, stepping into your spiritual gifts. You may have kind of, you know, with the holidays and everything, maybe you just kind of like you haven't been spending as much time on your spiritual habits, you know, whether that's meditating or journaling, taking a walk in the woods or whatever you do. It's kind of like you've kind of just put that to the side a little bit, and it's time to kind of get back into it. Yeah, because there's something that's really wanting to come in for you with the 9 of Cups, you know? Yeah, and the 8 of Cups, something that's really beautiful, helping, you know, moving you from something that is okay to something that's even more beautiful. So let's see what we have. We also have To Be Fair, all right, and the Thinker along with Yang, yeah. It's an energy of you might be thinking about setting healthier boundaries, but it's time to put that into action, you know. So you've been thinking about eating more vegetables or something like that, but you haven't gone to the store and actually purchased them. Or maybe you went to the store, but they're rotting in your refrigerator instead of actually, you know, preparing them and eating them. Yeah, it's a sense of it's time to resurrect some of the spiritual habits that maybe you have had in the past, but you've just, you know, put over to the side for a little bit. You know, you got distracted, or, you know, just the holidays, or you got out of practice. And it's kind of like, okay, Pisces, time to get back on track, because your present energy is prioritize self-care. You know, you do so much for others. It's time for you to experience the love you deserve and let others help you. So it could be that you gave away a lot of your time, your energy, your love to others during the holidays or something. And, you know, it's time to, you know, spend that time and energy back on you. It doesn't mean that you quit giving to others. It's just pulling some of that back. Yeah, because there's something, look at vast vistas. There's something, you know, it's kind of like this sense of adventure. You want to take a sense of adventure. But you kind of almost think it's like pie in the sky. You're not putting any time or energy into it. So you're allowing yourself to be distracted by other people and their wants or needs. You know, instead of saying, no, I'm going to say no to something that really isn't for me. And I'm going to put some time and energy into what it is that I truly want for myself. You have Wheel of Fortune on the bottom. Lovely energy. Yeah, you know, Pisces, sometimes you can you can be a true dreamer, right? Which is great, but there's also a need for us to dream, but also put actions, on those things that we're trying to manifest or create for ourselves. And this is, yeah. And for some of you, it could be a relationship, You have the Chariot. We're in the year of the Chariot. Making fast progress, making decisions that will fast track you to what it is that you're truly wanting. Because right now you have this 4 Cups energy. It's kind of like, yeah, I want something, the 8 of Cups is, this is okay. What I have is okay, but I want something more, right? And I feel like, this could be a job that's okay. It could be a relationship. It could just be life in general, and I live in the United States, and the weather here has just, it's been, January has been tough weather-wise. Actually, it was tough in December too. And sometimes, I know I am truly affected by the weather. If it is pretty outside and the sun is shining and the weather, the temperature is nice, I have a much different mood than when I'm going through one dreary day after another. And it could just be that, the dreariness of life itself or the weather has kind of gotten you off track. This is putting you back on track. Kind of like a reminder. It's time. It's time to love yourself. It's time to step into the energy of loving yourself, putting yourself back in alignment with who you are and who you're wanting to become, because it will also attract in whatever it is that you're looking for. Fulfillment in your job, fulfillment in life, true love, whatever you're looking for. Okay, so let's see what your obstacle is. Yeah, Knight of Pentacles, serendipity, increase your knowledge. Education becomes opportunities. Take a course, pick up a book, or find a mentor to teach you what your soul longs to know. I think it's kind of interesting because it says, open up to your spiritual gifts. For some of you, you could have kind of like a 9-to-5 office type job, and you have some spiritual gifts. You may kind of like, be somewhat spiritual, because Pisces, you're usually very spiritual, right? You may have some spiritual gifts, but you're not using them to your greatest capacity. You're not using them perhaps to help others. For others of you, you could have almost burnt yourself out using your spiritual gifts, So say you're a Reiki healer and, you kind of like burnt yourself out helping others with your healing powers. It's about, okay, what do you need to do in order to really, take good care of yourself, so that you don't get burnt out. For others of you, you could have some type of healing powers or spiritual gifts, but you're not practicing them. It's this call for you to step into your spiritual gifts. It's almost a call for it's time for you to share your spiritual gifts, your healing powers with others. And, it's kind of like you're dragging your feet with the Knight of Pentacles. It's kind of like, well, I don't know, It's a little bit of that energy. But I feel like this is kind of like a very nice little nudge from your spiritual guides and angels. They're kind of saying, okay, it's time. It's time to get on this track. It's time to progress on this path. Understanding you signed up for this, your soul contract. This is part of your soul contract. So it's asking yourself, why are you holding yourself back? Or if you did step into it, then, what have you learned about that? About how you have to also protect your own energy. Yeah. So you have the 3 of Cups and the Sun in reverse, it's unbalanced. What you need to do is find some balance between your spiritual gifts, your own self-care, and being able to financially support yourself with your gifts. I feel like there's a kind of some unbalance there. And so it's kind of like, well, this isn't really bringing me any happiness, nothing to celebrate. I'm not having the abundance that I was looking for. So maybe you're going back to, an office job, or maybe you've gone back to an office job because you're like, it just wore me out too much. Being spiritual wore me out too much. Instead of kind of sticking with it, finding how it does fit for you. How one person meditates or journals or, does anything in the spiritual, right? For their spiritual self-care. It's different for each of us, and understanding maybe you were trying to do too much. It's almost that type of energy, like you were trying to do too much. It's a sense of perhaps needing to find that balance, but also about enjoying it, enjoying it. And then perhaps learning or teaching others, learning more. But I also get a sense that you're a teacher. Very interesting. Let's see what the advice is here. King of Swords. Why? The Ashaka records. Your prayers are being answered. Your prayers are being received by the divine. Answers will come soon, although perhaps in forms you didn't expect. So I feel like you're getting, that sense of a windfall or something. Here's the serendipity, right? Like something, it could be a windfall of money. It could be a windfall of knowledge. It could be, just kind of like almost a sense of an epiphany, of seeing clearly, oh, wait a minute, I see clearly now. You could be going back into the Ashaka records and recognizing, oh, I experienced this before, perhaps in a previous life. I've experienced this before. What did I do then to help me through a situation that's like this? Because you have regeneration, right? I mean, you are going to come back out of this in a very good way. In a very good way. Yeah. Pisces, I started on Sundays. I put out, and I just started this month because I felt called to do this. So I have one video that's about your life purpose, and then another one about for people that are starting a spiritual business. So spiritual entrepreneurs, using your spiritual gifts to start a business. And they're tarot readings. So I'll make sure I link at least one of those to the end of this. But you may want to check those out, for some guidance about if you're resonating, if this is resonating, that, something about using your spiritual gifts to actually help others, but to also be able to have some, financial stability because of it. We're not here to be paupers. We're here to enjoy our own life, right? And I feel like you've just had some imbalance in, helping others, taking good care of yourself, and finding financial security. Yeah. Look, you are meant to be the Empress. You are meant to do this. Yeah, I feel like for some of you tried it, but you got worn out. You got burnt out. You didn't see, the financial security or whatever it is, so it's kind of like it's blocking. Yeah, the universe is trying to get you back into this, You have the Death card, the Strength card, the High Priestess. It's time to walk away from something. If you don't, you have the Tower coming. They're going to clear out what is, holding you back from whatever this is. Listen to your intuition, tap back in to your spiritual powers. Tap back into that. You have the courage, the strength, the fortitude to go on to this path, right? You honestly do. Maybe before it wasn't just the divine timing for it, right? It wasn't quite yet the right time. Maybe you had to actually learn some more. Maybe you've practiced your skills or something like that. Maybe you're ready to open this up to a new level. Or perhaps some of you are going back to school, or getting some mentoring, in how to use your spiritual gifts to help others. Wow, really interesting energy, Pisces. I really am intrigued by this reading. Yeah, really lovely. And Pisces, I do personal readings. If you're interested, the link is in the description box below. I'd really be honored to do a reading for you. Okay, what can I do to make a difference? Yeah. Using your spiritual gifts, your talents, your creative abilities to help others does make a difference. I feel like you may have realized that maybe you were helping others, but you either got burnt out or you were not seeing that you were truly helping others. You were, but you didn't see it, right? So let's see what this says. What keeps you up at night? What makes you cringe when you think about it, such that every ounce of you screams no more? Where can you create purpose out of your pain? Make a difference in someone's life today, big or small, because all of it makes a difference. Yeah, you could have started like a side business, like a spiritual side business or something like that, and it didn't take off, or it was taking up so much time, or because Pisces, you are a sign that is a dreamer, a little bit of a dreamer, right? And perhaps now it's about setting healthy boundaries, scheduling, putting schedules into place or routines into place in order to help you to have a little bit more energy to keep this going, right? Or just kind of like more of a structure to your business, instead of maybe in the past it was a little too pie in the sky or too dreamy. Like maybe it is even about hiring somebody or taking a course about how to start a business. Maybe you need a business plan or something like that to kind of like bring it down into reality instead of having it up here, right? You need a balance of those two things. You got this, Pisces. You really do. Yeah. I mean, I think you're being really called. And, we have Pluto moving into Aquarius later in March. There's a great awakening. There are people that need your wisdom, your guidance, your spiritual gifts, your healing powers, your creative abilities. You are needed, Pisces. You are here for a special reason. So it's about taking a look at how can I do this? How can I do this? What structures do I need in my life? What routines to take care of myself and to also be prosperous? All right. Well, I'm going to leave it there. I do wish you so much love and light, and I appreciate all of your support by liking, commenting, and subscribing. And I hope to see you again really soon. Bye for now.